Hello, hello. I'm just checking if we are live. Facebook always it's a little bit delayed. um, right, got you all. Perfect. Um, Hello everyone. Welcome on day 2 out of 2 Facebook trainings. So today we will be talking about breaking patterns and creating new habits. So that's continuation of the training we had yesterday about emotions and about fears. So whoever is watching this live, welcome. I'm so happy having you here. I'm really excited that you could make it and joining me today. For those who will watch the replay, please leave a comment below so I can see that you've seen the replay. Right, so let's get starting. Just a quick recap, what was the training about yesterday? So we have been talking about fears that are stopping us for taking the next steps and moving forward. So we know that our life is run by emotions. We are run by emotions, and everything that we do, we overthinking, and we overreacting and over emotionalized thing. So we start firstly how to recognize fears, where they're coming from, what was the first initial experience or thought when you start feeling this way, and then moving there, building this awareness that it helps you moving forward and breaking those patterns. So today is about breaking the patterns and it's about creating a new habit. So before we start, I would like you to write in a comment, just share with me very quickly what are the patterns that you currently struggling with. What are the patterns or behaviors or habits that you currently have and you're struggling and you're just waiting to break them? So that can be anything like people pleasing, doing everything last minute. That's something that we do constantly. Maybe encounter certain specific type of people over and over again, or maybe having the same type of bosses, the same type of work-life situation. We also can recognize here like spending all your money, spending too much, not being able to invest, giving up things when they get too hard and we just even starting. So you want to do something and you don't even make any effort to straight away giving up on things. So have a little thought about it. What is and what are the patterns that you're currently struggling with, or any form of behaviors or anything that you may wish to change? Okay, so um, next thing, how many times happened that you have been frustrated on yourself when you did it again? How many of you have been frustrated that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again? Well, probably all of us. So it happens, you want to do something, and then you're just saying, gosh, I've done it again. These people again can cross my path. So let me just start by explaining the difference between conscious and subconscious mind. So conscious mind is the part of mind, if you can imagine the bubble, the top, you're breaking it in half, the top one is your conscious mind and the one below is your subconscious. So any decision you're taking, anything that you're learning, any books you're reading, any conscious decision you're taking, it stores in your conscious mind. So you know what you're doing, you're aware, you're making this decision, you are in full control of your thoughts, of your decision. You're in full control of everything that you do. Subconscious mind is something that you don't have control. This is your default system inbuilt in you. So when you were very young, around age 0 to 7, you had to create your set of belief system because you were too young to organize them yourself or think about it themselves. What we were absorbing everything from the surrounding. So as I said yesterday, anything your parents were doing, any belief system they had, your teachers, caretakers, grandparents, you absorbed it as this is the way it is and this is my belief system. So those first beliefs that you had, that was created in your subconscious mind, and this is where your patterns are stored as well. So they are based on the subconscious level on your mind. They are there, they are on your default system, and we don't think about it on a daily basis. So the best way how I can explain how they run, it's on autopilot. So have ever happened to you when you're driving to work, every single morning your routine, it looks exactly the same. You're waking up, you're rushing to get dressed, to put the makeup on, you're probably grabbing coffee very quickly, then you're getting a car and you're driving the same destination every day, even twice a day. So what happens? You know this road so well that when you're driving, you don't even thinking about getting there. So sometimes it happens that you all of a sudden you're realizing, oh, I'm already here. Or you try to get somewhere else, but you just run on autopilot and you're getting there to work as you usually do. So if you think about patterns, they are running on autopilot. This is something that you have created. You've been running on it for such a really long time, let's say 20, 30 years, and you don't think when you're doing them. It just happens automatically. So when we try to push ourselves from autopilot, we face resistance. From our body, from our mind, we face resistance, and that's called homeostatic impulse. Our body is telling us we don't want to do it. I don't like it. This is not something that we have been doing for such a long time. So subconscious minds love existing in a comfort zone. It just loves being in a comfort zone. So the safest place is that the one that you have been before, the one that you can't predict the familiar outcome. So this is where your patterns has been stored. Habits, behaviors that we repeatedly return to becomes the subconscious default mode. So this is something that you're doing without even thinking about it. So our brain, when you think about it, our brain prefers to spend most of its time on autopilot. We don't use that much energy. We're just relaxing. We are on the relaxing mode. So this is the same area like breathing, like walking. We don't think about it. We're just doing this. So this is the space when our brain enjoys it the most. You don't need to put any energy. You're just relaxing. So this is why all the habits and routines feel so comforting to you. They're just something that you want to do every single day. It's so relaxing. It's your comfort zone. You don't want to change it. And it's very unsettling for you, and it's very exhausting when the routine is disrupted. We just hate when someone disrupts our routine. And your brain in this moment is shouting, what are you doing? We don't like that. We don't do that. This is new. You just stop. So with that, your body, your mind is telling you why you're doing this. This is not something that you like. This is where we constantly clashing. We want to do some new things and we can't. We're just holding to it for 1 week, for 2 weeks. And this is where patterns going back to where it was before. It's because all your body and your brain is giving you signal, this is something new. We don't like it. So you need to remember that our conditioned routines keep us stuck in that routine. So it doesn't matter how much you want to change it, if you keep continue the same pattern, you will be stuck in this pattern. It's going to be more difficult for you to change. So to begin the work of changing the patterns and changing the programming that you have, we need to start being conscious. We need to start being conscious on what we're doing and how we're doing this. So you remember when I said that patterns love to run on autopilot? We need to change the setting of it. We just need to make sure that our autopilot will change. So we can start with a very small daily routine that you set for yourself, something to stick to for a long period of time. It can be as simple as drinking 1 glass of water as soon as you wake up, or maybe reading 10 pages a day. If you're looking for a job, if you want to improve your career, maybe I'm going to send 5 CVs a day, or I want to do 15 minutes meditation or 10 minutes yoga every single day. It doesn't matter how long it will take you to do it. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 10 minutes. But what we want to achieve here is create something to break pattern that you already have. Something so simple that you can stick to it from the beginning and just continue doing the work. And once you are able to concentrate and work on the simple things, implementing bigger patterns or changes the habit will come easier to you, because your brain is already accepting the fact that changes are happening. So the first days are always the most difficult one, because we're just trying to neglect everything that we're doing. We're just constantly getting backlash from our brain, from our body, that we don't want to start doing anything new. But trust me, once you're going to continue with something, stick to it. Even if it's hard, just leave it and come back to it next day, and then just continue doing the small little thing. The best way how I can explain you how the patterns are working. So if you fold your fingers in a grasp like this, which finger is on the top? Is it the right or left? For me, it's always the right hand. So if you, doesn't matter how many times you're gonna do it, it's always gonna be the right finger for me, maybe left for you. So that seems comfortable. This is something that it's easy for you to do. So now what I want you to do is try to clasp your palms, but then make other finger to go on top of the other. So you've noticed that you're being very conscious of the movement that you are doing. It takes you longer, you need to think about it, but at the end, you working it out and it's working. And then as many times you're gonna keep repeating the same movement, it's gonna get easier and easier and easier. So imagine this as your pattern breaker and pattern interrupter. This is your pattern, and then consciously you try to change it to reflect something new. So as many repetition you put in that, it's going to be easier for you to break it. And then conscious is very important. So that was the first exercise. The exercise that I have for you to practice your conscience and being conscious on what are you doing is very simple. Starting from today, once a day, I want you to take 2 minutes of your time and practice focus. So doesn't matter what you're doing. It can be washing the dishes, it can be folding the laundry, it can be mopping the floor. It doesn't matter what you're doing. For 1 or 2 minutes, I want you to practice the focus. And by doing this, I'm saying try to recognize all the smells around you, the texture. If you're folding the laundry, just feel the texture, smell of the freshly washed clothes. If you're washing the dishes, feel the soap. How is the texture? Just be conscious on what you are doing. By doing this, you're regulating your brain that it's getting concentrated on new things. You're breaking this pattern of being on autopilot and doing something constantly without thinking about it. So tell yourself, I am fully present. I am here and I am now. And you can, if you can practice this small little exercise, it's just 2 minutes a day, you will see that your focus will change. You will be more aware of the situation. You will be more aware when your patterns are kicking in. And this is where you will be able to change them. Recognize the senses, recognize the touch, the smell, the taste, the wind if you're walking. Be aware of your surrounding. Be aware of when the patterns are coming in and be ready to change them. So repeat it once every day for 2 minutes. It doesn't really take too much time, and you will see that it makes massive difference, and it's a perfect step for you to start changing your patterns and breaking your habits. So, well, thank you so much for watching this today. That was the second part of our inner transformation training, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you will be able to get the grounds and foundation to change your patterns that they're quite negative, and this is something that you always wanted to do. So have a lovely week, have a lovely evening, and I will see you on the next training. Thank you so much.